Hello and welcome to Garb Studio. In this tutorial, we are going to talk about another basic Linux commands which will really useful when you are in Linux environment. So, without further ado, let's get started. Let's learn about create and manage user accounts in Linux. Linux user management commands are straightforward and allow administrators to perform basic and advanced operations such as creating, modifying, and deleting user accounts and groups and managing account properties. To perform these user management commands we need to log in as root user, or we can use sudo command before we perform our user management commands. I will use second method. To create user account we use useradd command. Use sudo useradd space username to create a user. This will request password of the user to proceed. Linux stores information about local users in the passwd file located in etc directory. With this command the system outputs the entire file with all the users on the system. Let's check if our newly created user is listed there. Use cat space /etc/passwd. Here you can see our user is listed there. Also we can use grep command to grep the user information. Use cat space /etc/passwd space pipeline space grep space username. All fields of the password file are separated by a colon symbol and there are 7 fields in one line. First field shows the username, second field shows the password. This X character indicates that encrypted and salted password is stored. Third field shows user ID and fourth shows group ID while fifth shows extra information about user. Sixth field shows home directory and seventh shows the absolute path of a command or shell. Now, let's learn how to add user by specifying a home directory path for the new user. Use sudo space useradd space -d space home directory path space username. Now, let's check the specified home directory is listed in password file. Here you can see the specified home directory is listed in 6th field as we learned a minute ago. Now, let's learn how to create a user with a specific user ID. Use sudo space useradd space -u space user ID space username. This will create a new user with the user ID 5555. Let's check it in /etc/password file. Here you can see the user with specified user ID. Now, let's learn how to create a user with a specific group ID. Use sudo space useradd space -g space group ID space username. This will create a new user with the group ID 1005 and the name test_user_1005. Let's check it in /etc/password file. Here you can see the user with specified group ID. Now, let's learn how to create user with an expiry date. Use sudo space useradd space -e space expiry date space username. This will create the username test_user_ed with the expiry date of May 30th, 2024. Let's check it with chage command. Use sudo chage space -l space username. Here you can see the user with specified expiry date. Now, let's learn how to create user with a comment. Use sudo, space, useradd, space, -c, space, comment, space, username. This will create user with a short comment or description of the user. Let's check it in /etc/password. Here you can see the user with the comment or description we added. After creating a user, if we need to change their attributes, like password or login directory, we use the userdel command. The information of a user is stored in the following files: password, group, shadow, login.defs, gshadow files stored in etc directory. Now, let's learn how to use userdel command. Let's add a comment for an existing user. To do that, let's find an user with no comment in etc/password file. I'll choose test_user_comment user to do the modifications. Use sudo usermod space -c space comment space username. Let's check it in /etc/password file. Here you can see the user comment we added. Let's change the home directory of an user with userdel command. I will choose the same user to change the home directory. Let's see what's the current home directory of the user in etc/password file. Let's change it to /home/test_user_home_update. Use sudo space usermod space -d space new home directory space username. Let's check if the modification has happened. Here you can see the home directory is updated. Let's change the expiry date of a user with userdel command. I will choose test_user_ed user, which we add an expiry date as May 30th, 2024. I will change it to 1st of June 2024. Use sudo space usermod space -e space new expiry date space username. This will change the expiration date of account test_user_ed. Let's check it with chage space -l space username. Here you can see the user with updated expiry date. Let's change the group of an user with userdel command. I will choose test_user_comment user to do the modification. Let's check its current group with id space username command. Now, let's check the list of groups we have with cat space /etc/group. Let's change the group of our selected user to Tomcat9. Use sudo space usermod space -g space new group name space username. Let's check it with id space username command. Here you can see the updated group. Let's change the user login name with userdel command. I will choose test_user to do the modification. Use sudo space usermod space -l space new username space old username. Let's check if the modification has happened. Here you can see the username has been updated. Let's change the user ID with userdel command. I will choose same user, new underscore username user, to do the modification. Use, sudo, usermod, space, -u, space, new user ID, space, username. Let's check if the modification has happened. Here you can see the user ID has been updated. Now, let's learn how to delete an user with userdel command. I will choose test underscore user underscore home user to demonstrate this command. Use, sudo, space, userdel, space, username. Let's check if the user has been deleted. Here you can see the user has been deleted. But if we check the home directory with ls command, we can see the home directory of the deleted user is still exist. We have to remove it manually by using sudo, space, rm, space, -r, space, path to the home directory of username of the deleted user. We can remove the user's home directory along with the account with -r option. Let's check it with test underscore user underscore 5555 user. Use, sudo, space, userdel, space, -r, space, username. Now let's check the home directory to see if the deletion has happened. Here you can see that the home directory has also been deleted as expected. Use man command to explore more options about the commands. You can experiment further and discover more about the commands. And let us know your finding with a comment. Thank you for watching this tutorial. I hope you found it helpful and informative.